Let's go on an adventure. And we're here. Mill Creek. A place I've always loved being at when I was younger. A place of beauty and fun. And for us right now, a place of learning about the universe. You can do that anywhere. Learn about the universe, because no matter where you go, you'll be within it. Following rules about it. But if you can, pick a beautiful place. What exactly makes a creek? You have to have certain things in a certain way. You know, the world is made out of things. We have trees, wood, rocks, sand, water. But I could arrange a beach out of that. I could make a swamp out of those things. They have to be arranged a very specific way to be a creek. And there's a lot of ways that you could make it a creek. A creek they can be huge, so each part is still a creek even though each part is different. But it's not just stuff in the right order. I mean, look at this. Can you see? There's water over there, running. There has to be some movement too. It can't just stay the same, it has to change, otherwise it wouldn't be a creek. The world, no matter where you go, is made out of things, arranged a certain way. And those things have to change from moment to moment, time to time. Some things last a long time. This rock I'm standing upon, it's probably been a rock for 1,000,000 years. Longer than that even. Longer than I can imagine. These trees, though, that are now decomposing and at the end of their life cycle, probably not 1,000,000 years. A long time, sure, but not 1,000,000. The water, well, the water itself has been around for a very long time, but in this exact way, at this exact spot, probably, well, it's refreshed every second. So the whole world is in states of change. Its shape, its form. If you get down far enough, then, you know, whatever it's made out of changes too, to a certain extent. Each of these rocks, while they are all rocks, each one is different in their own way, because they've changed over time to be that way. That's a very important lesson, is that reality is just things arranged in a particular order, and it changes. That order changes constantly. That's part of it. It's intended. It has to be that way. If there was no change, everything would just be a still frame for forever. Nothing would ever happen. We wouldn't be able to observe anything. We wouldn't be able to exist, because we are just a part of that change. We're a part of reality too. And we're able to see the rest of reality and ourselves. And that gives us the ability to change. Just as reality changes, we're able to change ourselves and the world around us, because we're a part of it. And we're free to decide what to do and what to change. Everything changes in certain ways, though. Everything can change into anything. You know, this big rock I'm standing on, I'm sure it could be used, if it was cut the right way, in some sort of wall, a building of sorts. Or if it was cut the right way, it could be used as a tool. You know, rocks were one of the first tools that humans were able to use. Possibly. There's a lot of first tools that we were able to use, but rocks were certainly one of them. Things can change into anything, and sometimes they're more likely to change into something in particular than anything else. The water upstream is more likely to change into water downstream. We can affect that change, though, and kind of guide things along. Things can be one of many things, and it just depends on what they're effective at being. It's very difficult to get water and minerals and goo to turn into life. That is a very difficult arrangement. And it's not very effective just to have it all together. I mean, as far as we know, it's happened once here on Earth. Other things are very easy to arrange. If you take a bunch of sand and put it down deep in the earth, it compresses, it comes back up eventually and turns into rocks. That happens naturally. It happens on Earth everywhere, and probably on plenty of other planets too. Some things are very easy to turn into, and other things are more difficult. Everything's effective at turning into certain things, though. It'd be hard to turn this rock I'm sitting on into a birdhouse. Wood is a much more effective tool at that. And if I was to take these trees behind me and try the same thing, I'd probably have an easier time and a better result. This creek is effective. This arrangement of rocks and water and trees is effective at being a creek. It could be effective at other things, like I said, it could be a beach or a lake. But it's effective at being a creek. And because it's arranged in this particular way, the creek is effective at being an environment that creatures that live in creeks can live in. There's little spiders that skim across the water, and frogs and tadpoles. Plenty of birds, spiders, a lot of spiders here. It's able to house them because it's arranged in a particular order. If it was arranged differently, then it might be good for fish. Like I said, though, this place is made of different things. There's sticks, which are kind of the same as other sticks, even though these two are different. One is long and straight, and the other one's kind of all gnarly. But those sticks are different than other stuff here. Rocks, it's very clearly different. Just visually, even, we can tell they're not the same thing. And like I said, everything's changing, which means it has to be not the same thing from moment to moment. It has to go from something into something else. That's a difference. And difference is a very, very important thing in the universe, in all of reality. Differences. It lets us tell things apart. And like I said, different things are more effective at being used for a variety of tasks than other specific things. So differences are important. You could tell even this has differences. You could see that there's multiple colors in this. There's a sort of, let's see. There's cracks in it and divots. There's a sort of reddish orange color in the center there, while there's other spots that are speckled black and other spots that are more white. So whatever this is made of different things. Them together, put together in this way, creates this rock, but alone, if they were separated, they're different. And we can kind of see that they're different in color, which is one difference. It's one category. It's one measure, which is what effectiveness is good at, is measuring. The different parts of this are effective at being different colors. But if they're able to be different colors, then they are different. They're not the same thing. And if they are different in one way, it's possible they're different in other ways. The material that's making it up is different and possibly has different uses. If we were able to separate this, the red stuff might contain some material that is more effective at resisting, I don't know. I'm not too sure about rocks. But, you know, the white stuff might be quartz. So if it was able to be separated and refined in some way, then it would be effective for making a watch. There's quartz is used for timekeeping. The red stuff, let's say it's iron, I don't know. That'd be more effective at making metal tools. Being able to see the world as made of many different things, and all of those different things are able to be effective at creating a different world around it, allows us to move from one reality we find ourselves in to another. We're able to take things, change them, and then use them to change more things further. That is the sort of interplay. That's just as the creek is a beautiful part of nature. It's important, it's here. That's sort of our role, is to change things, to decide how they should be changed. It's what we can do. We're free to do it. We're a part of reality. We're here. It's difficult to decide what to change and what to change it into, but we can. And we have some basic desires and we have aspirations. Maybe follow along with those. Maybe try things just to see if they can be done. Those are choices maybe for another time. But I wanted to explore how we could look at the world as an arrangement, see that there's different parts, and begin to change it to better suit our desires. And that, my friends, is a part of seizing your life.